This is Seregor from Carach Angren.
And this is Ardek from Carach Angren, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Okay, so what's up everybody? Chaos TV is today here at Nummirock Festival in Kauhajoki, Finland, and we have here Seregor and Ardek from the band Carach Angren as guests. So first off, hello and welcome to Finland and welcome to Chaos TV as well.
Cheers!
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So last time when you guys were actually here in Finland, it was a few years back when you played at Seinäjoki Metal Festival. So do you actually have like any memories from the show back then?
Yeah, I have some. Yeah. I can picture the venue. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't remember much of the show itself. But I remember it was a good one.
Yeah, great show. I mean, and it's always nice to be in Finland. Immediately you feel like a warm atmosphere. We walked a little bit around this morning or this afternoon. Not so many people, but you immediately feel like this is a country where metal is breathing, you know, and we love that. So very glad to be here.
So the summer is just about to start, but how has it been so far for you guys?
It has been super hectic because we have been releasing a new CD, new video clip, and this time we want to make sure that everything was perfect in time. So all the months up until the release have been super busy working on everything. And before that we were in the studio, and before that we were touring like 2 months in a row. So right now we have a little bit of breathing room, so to speak. So these shows are actually something very nice and a welcome variation to what we've been doing over the last months.
And I guess it must feel also like pretty excited just to play some shows that you don't actually have like a show after show after show, that these are kind of like also special things for you.
Yeah, we were talking about cabin fever. Yeah. It is like that, you know, when you play like months in a row. And it is our passion, you know, it's what we want to do. So when you're sitting at home and you're like, okay, 2 more weeks. We love what we do, so we are in our element being here. That's how it is.
Yeah, you get in a certain rhythm and it becomes like an addiction, you know. And so if you tour a lot and you get home, you just get fucking depressed and you want to go back again. That's how it works. Yeah.
So as you also mentioned, like Dance and Laugh Amongst the Rotten was released like a week ago, through Season of Mist Records. So in general, what kind of feedback have you guys gotten from it? At least you got 10 out of 10 from our review like a week ago.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, and the response has been overwhelming. I mean, we have been working so hard on this album, and I had a really good feeling about it. Like, okay, this is, for us, it was perfection, you know. We couldn't do anything different that could make it better. And that's what you want with every album. But response has been incredible. What you said, you guys reviewed it 10/10. A lot of others did it. We were in the top 5 in Metal Hammer, Germany. Okay. In Holland, we were in the top 10, you know, in Ardek. And many other reviews have been really great. And also the fans' response. I look on Instagram, Facebook, and I love to see what people see, because we have a really true fan base, and they really love it, and they are now digging through the album, and there are a lot of little clues and puzzles and stuff in there to find out, and it's really cool to see that they get all this stuff. So
yeah, it's going a little bit quicker, a little bit faster this time. Normally when a Carach Angren album comes out, it's maybe more complex in the way how you write, but this we chose for a more logical way for this, more straight in the face when it comes to the writing. He had a big part in there, and Ardek, it works. You see the immediate reactions right away, like, guys, I'm blown away. And a lot of these, I mean, there's always, you cannot ever please the full 100%, you know. There's always somebody saying, I like the last album maybe more, but this one, I can feel the main thing, it grabs people earlier at the throat.
So is that kind of like something that you want to achieve with each album, that it isn't like basically easy to chew, that you actually have to listen to it like over and over again to find out every little detail that you have actually added there?
What I always want to say about this is that we want to do both. I mean, especially on this album, like, if people just want to play like a really cool metal album with really cool individual songs, they can put Dance and Laugh Amongst the Rotten in there and have a great time. but also if people want to really dive into this and find out about a cool horror story, then that is there too. And I see it with too many concept albums, it's either this or that, it's either a very complicated story with very complicated music, and that's great, but it's only for a couple of people. And metalheads, they want also a couple of cool riffs and to dive in the mud here in the rain and the sun right now. Yeah. So it needs to have both elements, and that's always the challenge for us, to make a complexity, in a really absorbable package. And we hope and we feel we succeeded more with this album than before.
Yeah. We just don't want to be just a part of some scene, what you would give the label, that black metal, melodic, whatever. Yeah, we like to see when we have our people there, the metal fans, and there's also different tastes, other people, we have a lot of people coming up to us, man, I'm totally not into your music, but you got me into it, and that's for me always a little confirmation, like, yes, you want to grab more people with it, so even the outsiders dig it, and that's appreciating.
Okay. Just released the video for the track Charles Francis Gauquelin. I don't know how to pronounce his surname, and your music videos are always quite visual and they look amazing. So how important part of the actual story in the album is the music videos, that you can actually present the song in a way that you have actually seen it when you have created it?
Thanks. Yeah, this is always a tricky thing, because we tend to tell the story very directly usually, and especially this one, when you listen to the lyrics Seregor wrote and is performing, the whole story is presented already, and also musically. So personally, when I sat down with Rick, the video guy, I was like, okay, how can we give something extra? Because the story is already there, so if you show the story exactly as been told, then it can still be nice, but we want to add an extra dimension. So what we did here is we added something from another song on the album, actually, the girl with the Ouija board, who actually found the pitch black box. It will make sense to people who know the story. And then she is going in a paranormal kind of way through the pitch black box, ends up in this underworld where we come out of our graves, and we bring up the coffin of Charles Francis Gauquelin. And she is kind of obsessed with this Charles Francis Gauquelin. Hence, you see pictures of him hanging in her bedroom, and she thinks, maybe I'm going to meet him now. She is trying to connect with his spirit. So we bring up this coffin, but it's only bones in there. We put her in there, and then she sort of is being dragged down deeper into the underworld. And she disappears. That's when you see the underwater scene. So you have the story, the music about Charles Francis Gauquelin, but meanwhile we present you a different narrative on the screen, so it gives an extra dimension, and it was really great to work on it.
Yeah, if you watch the video clip, you can see with the black box, there's also another song, Pitch Black Box, so we have those different songs a little bit mixed up in there, so if people don't understand the clip, what are they trying to tell, it's like a few storylines going through each other, to keep it interesting.
So obviously I would imagine that you know the Finnish band Nightwish, and they actually done the movie based on the album concept. So if you would be able to do something similar, would you be interested in doing something that you would actually make a sort of a short movie out from your album?
Oh yes, definitely. But I have to say, for us, it's like if you write a good book, with a great story, and later comes the movie. In many cases, your imagination is already. You're disappointed in the movie,
it's pretty hard to make it in a way that it satisfies you. Yeah,
so we would need to have all the fundings and the ideas, I guess, to make it really work, because we already chose a great story, so and then to put it on screen, but would be a challenge, great one.
And with us, it is always, it's a good question, and people also ask me do you want to work with an orchestra? Do you want to do this? But we work the other way around. We start with what we feel inside or what we want to create, and then these things or techniques or ideas come. So instead of sitting down hey, we want to make a movie, we are more okay, we want to tell this story in a completely crazy way, and then maybe making a movie is part of that process. So with us, it always comes the other way around. Same on the stage, sometimes people come you should have screens on stage, and We feel like no, that's not what we want to do. We want to give a show, and then we look what elements in a very in very little and modest ways can add to that. And sometimes with bands you see that there's a lot of stuff on stage, but the core is not there, so it's always tricky to. Maybe a movie would be great, maybe not. Time will tell, but we would definitely be open to it. Yeah.
Okay. So the band is often labelized like under symphonic black metal. So do you actually consider Carach Angren as a black metal band?
Well, when we used to start, obviously we started out as black metal influenced band, and we are fans of the original black metal wave for sure. The thing only is that we have developed throughout the years, and we incorporated death metal elements, industrial, thrash metal. Plus, what I feel personally is that the symphonic black metal genre has been oversaturated for many, many years. You see that there have been, especially when we started doing this kind of stuff, there were many, many bands in Holland and in Europe doing this kind of thing. And to be honest, not always as good. So when you say symphonic black metal, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, this again.
I think the first comparison is always Dimmu Borgir. That's like the first band that comes up right away. But you don't infuse those kind of keyboards that much that they kind of have it like over the music. You do it in a way that it actually fits. You don't overdo that.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. He looks part to part. Here comes a part. Guitars need to be more in front there. So, that's how we mix, huh? To put it on difference. We have so much dynamic stuff going on there. You need to do that, So.
Plus, we have become a different band because. What we do up there, we tend to describe it as horror metal because we want to give this horror show on albums and live. And what I said, he's the actor going everywhere, and my brother is a great technician besides a drummer, so he comes up with crazy ideas to have moving objects on stage. And we're actually working on a new kind of production right now, and also the things you see in the video clip. It was designed by everyone in the band, and we worked very hard on it. So we are very keen on taking things to another level, not just the music, but the whole imagery and stuff. So that's why we tend to call ourselves horror metal. Yeah.
And I think for me personally, I love this black metal scene. It's where we begun. We have to be honest. It is not black metal anymore. It evolves to something different. Yeah. But there still is. The corpse paint, the blast beat, the extremity. It is from that world some way, one or way.
Do you actually want the band to be considered as a black metal band, or do you actually prefer that horror, because I think that fits more well what you are doing nowadays?
When I think of black metal, I think of bands like Mäenpää, Ardek, Dark Funeral. We have great respect for these guys. We tour with them, but we do something different. So to call it, we are as aggressive, and we have the same. We have a different vibe. So. It's more honest to say, we were inspired by bands, of course, but I also inspired by Cannibal Corpse and death metal bands. So.
Yeah, and I think they have more religious kind of ways to write lyrics that what you do.
I play these songs and I love it, And what I said, we toured with those guys and loved it, but it's a different animal, it's a different beast,
I think if you go for that black metal scene, it's very understandable. If you want to keep it there true, you have to go one direction, But it's maybe already done. If you're happy in that, okay, well, we just want something more. And take for example a couple of bands, Rob Zombie, Rammstein. These are bands. They speak for themselves. These names. These are loose acts, and you're not going to label them with a ticket this is the rock metal band. Where should we put them? That's maybe what we want. We want to be Carach Angren out there. Bam.
And also in the old days, a genre made much more sense because you didn't have internet. So when we would have a conversation what's this band? It's more like death metal. But nowadays, you can take your phone, YouTube, what's the name? And you can listen and
yourself and make your own decision what it is.
So these genres are a bit sometimes limiting, in your mind. But
people need to define it like some kind of mathematics or something, But just feel it. It's open the soul.
So, in the end, a bit about your future plans. So, what's in the scope after the summer? Are you gonna go and tour around Europe, playing club shows? Any chance we might see you playing in a smaller, intimate club in Finland instead of with the sunshine here today?
Well, we are working very hard on touring opportunities. We have good management agencies in place, and there are some things popping up. I cannot confirm them yet, but what we want to do is present our new album around the globe, of course, and what we want is make the production better again, you know. So we are now thinking constantly about it and having ideas and planning things. So definitely, and to come back to Finland in a great club will be one of those goals for the coming time, for sure. Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you a lot for taking time to do this interview with me, and best of luck for tonight's show. Anything you want to say as last word to the Finnish fans watching this?
Yeah, come out and watch. I mean, the door is still open, I think, and when they see this, it's going to be over.
Yes, check out our new album, Dance and Laugh Amongst the Rotten.
Yes.
Thank you guys a lot.